do penguins live in the southern hemisphere? By William. Introduction. Have you ever wondered why penguins live in the southern hemisphere and not the northern hemisphere? If you have and don't know why, read this book to learn more things about penguins. Why do penguins live in the southern hemisphere? Although penguins are able to swim long distances, they are predominantly shorebirds and thus do not venture far into the ocean. They have easy access to prey, where nearby predators prevent them from venturing too far from their natural habitat. One reason penguins do not live in the North Pole is predators such as polar bears and Arctic foxes would limit their survival. Secondly, migrating through warmer waters to reach the northern hemisphere is almost impossible for penguins and could prove fatal. In addition, as they are flightless birds, the penguin's range of travel is small, unlike many other species of birds. Thus, penguins have always remained in roughly the same area, mostly around the South Pole. Some penguins have found as far north as the equator, but for the most part, they have no need to leave their home at the South Pole. Adapting to their surroundings. Penguins have the following adaptations to swim faster. Penguins have webbed feet for powerful swimming. Their bodies are streamlined to reduce drag in the water. Their wings, shaped like flippers, also help them fly underwater at speeds up to 15 miles per hour. Larger penguins typically swim at slower speeds of around 5 miles per hour. Penguins have to keep a high body temperatures to remain alive. Adaptations they have to stay warm are: they have thick skin and lots of fat, blubber, under their skin to keep warm in cold weather. They also huddle together with their friends to keep warm. Emperor penguins have developed a social behavior that when it gets cold, they huddle together in groups that may comprise several thousand penguins. Also, the dark-colored feathers of a penguin's back absorbs heat from the sun, helping them to warm up. Some penguins during cold, deep dives can slow their heart rate. What is the job of penguin feathers? Penguins' tightly packed feathers overlap to provide waterproofing and warmth. They coat their feathers with oil from a gland near the tail to increase impermeability. Waterproofing is critical to penguins' survival. Antarctic seas may be as cold as -2.2 degrees Celsius or 28 degrees Fahrenheit, and rarely get above +2 degrees Celsius or 35.6 degrees Fahrenheit. -2 degrees Celsius is the freezing point of seawater, which is below zero because of the salt. Penguins' feathers overlap to prevent wind penetration. Penguins' feathers have down tufts on the shaft of the feather that traps air to provide thermal insulation. Airborne penguins. The only time penguins are airborne is when they leap out of water. Penguins will often do this to get a gulp of air before diving back down for fish. Penguins cannot breathe underwater, though they are unable to hold their breath for a long time. They also use their ability to leap out of the water to get from the ocean onto land if there are cliffs or ice floes. Some penguins can jump as high as 9 feet. How do penguins stay underwater? Penguins don't have all the extra air spaces in their bones that normal birds have. Their heavy, solid bones act as a diver's weight belt, allowing them to stay underwater. They also swallow rocks to reduce floating. Conclusion. So now you have learned why penguins live in the southern hemisphere, why they jump into the air and stay underwater, what the job of penguins' feathers are, and what adaptations they have.